What's up, y'all? Today's video might be a little heavy. I just got an email from a kid. I'm not going to say his name, whatever, but he's talking about some really crazy stuff about his family. And the only thing I want to do in this video is try to give this kid advice. I don't care if this video gets 5 views. As long as this kid sees this video and I can help him and I can change his life, I will feel so good, because this email really made me sad. It's crazy how this is going on. So as y'all know, before we get into this email, you guys know this is the channel where I just sit here, I talk to you guys. There's no edits. I say whatever the hell I want. I don't care if I cuss. I don't give a damn. It's just me. You know, I'm just being me. We're just hanging out. It's like me and you hanging out as brothers, just chilling on the couch, talking about stuff I learned, and hopefully I can help somebody out there. You know, the main goal of this channel is to just spread love, and hopefully I can help some people change their life, because that is amazing. Imagining me changing somebody's life is just, oh, that's so cool. So I'm going to get into this email. Like I said, it might be a little sad and crazy compared to my other videos, but basically this email comes in from a kid named Bob, and he says, "I need some advice from you, please. My parents often abuse me and my siblings. My little brother is currently 1 year old, and he'll become 2 soon. But since he's going to go to kindergarten at 3 years old, he doesn't really know anything. So whenever my little brother becomes angry or whatever, because he's a baby and babies become angry and they fuss like normal, my parents will hit him." That's crazy. "And whenever we make one mistake, just one mistake, they'll also hit us. But even with these physical abuse things, they mentally abuse me too, calling me a failure and stuff like that." Now, this kid continues on with his email, but before I read the rest, just by reading this, I can see that it kind of seems like this kid is like 6 or 7 years old, which is really crazy. The fact that this kid is emailing me for advice because his parents are beating him and his little brother whenever they make one mistake. I'm gonna read the rest of the email. He says, "Along with the problems that I'm facing at home, me and my brother getting abused, I have online problems. There's this guy who forced me to be his friend online. He threatened me, he cyberbullied me, and he wants me to be his friend, but I don't know what to do. And I can't tell my parents because they'll abuse me. Please help me, DJ. Please give me some advice. Thanks." Okay. When I first read this email, I honestly thought it was a joke, because, like, you know, on YouTube, people mess around all the time. You know, a lot of my videos on my other channel are just me messing around, talking about YouTubers just, you know, fucking around. Who cares? But this is actually serious. There is a kid who watches my channel. Like, this kid is actually a fan of me, and him and his brother get abused. It just makes me mad to think about that. I'm going to give you some advice, bro. I'm going to try my hardest. You know, it's not like, you know, I really wish I could just sit here and talk to you and give you a solution like this. I wish I could, you know, write on a piece of paper. I wish I could grab this pen and give you a perfect, you know, prescribed plan on how to feel better. But I'm gonna try my hardest, okay? So the first thing I noticed in your email is the fact that, you know, you say that your parents abuse you and your siblings, even when your 1-year-old brother is crying, because all babies cry. Your parents hit him. Your parents hit you when you make a mistake. They abuse you, calling you a failure, stuff like that. I want to talk about the second part of this email first, though. You say that you met this guy who forced you to be his friend online. He threatened you online. He cyberbullied you online, and he wants you to be his friend, and you don't know what to do. For me, I never believed in cyberbullying, because I was always under the impression that you could just turn it off. You could just click the power button on your computer or your phone, or you could just delete the app and you'd be done with it. You know, I never really believed in cyberbullying, but there are certain cases where kids do things because they're naive, they're dumb. You know, kids don't know what the world is like, so they get baited into saying certain things, or they get baited into sending photos or videos of weird things. You know what I'm talking about. And then the people who are cyberbullying them use those photos, use those videos against them. Now, I don't know your specific situation. I don't know if you have sent this guy that you're saying is cyberbullying you. I don't know if you sent him personal details or whatever, and that's why you feel like you can't disconnect. But if you haven't sent him any personal details or a weird video or a weird picture or whatever, and you don't have any connection with him, you can just delete it. You can just delete him and leave. Nobody needs your attention more than you do, okay? And especially because you're dealing with this stuff at home, you do not need to be directing your attention to random people online. Whenever you get online, whenever you get on your computer, I want you to play games. I know this sounds weird. I want you to watch more YouTube and play more games because that'll get your mind off of the things that are happening at home. I don't want you to be worried about people cyberbullying you and stuff like that. So if you can just disconnect from that guy, do it. Get off of that app or whatever you're talking to him on. But if you have sent him weird things or things like that, and he's using these things against you, there are resources that you can use. Also, there's things you can look up online, like cyberbullying help lines. I know normally my advice would be to talk to your parents, but your parents are abusive and probably not very good people. One other thing that a lot of people overlook is school. Whenever you go to school, from my experience, a lot of the teachers want to help you. People become teachers because they like children. They like helping children. Teachers like to help most of the time. I've had some bad teachers, but maybe that was just them having a bad day, you know? I feel like everybody is inherently a good person deep down. Even the robber across the street, he was just raised the wrong way, and he was just less educated. That's why he did the thing he did, but he's not bad. What I want to tell you is, to a lot of people, it might seem like your situation is horrible, where you can't mess up at home. And if you mess up anything at all, if you forget to clean a spot on the floor, they're going to whoop you. They're going to beat you. But school will become your best friend. I had a friend in school where his mom and dad kind of abused him too. And every time he would come to school, he'd be so happy to be at school. You know, he would see all his friends and he'd be away from that life. And then every time he would go home, he'd be back at that life that he hated. But one thing my friend didn't do that I want you to do is I want you to talk to your teachers about this and say, please just don't bring it up to my parents. I've had a lot of deep conversations with teachers. Now, fortunately, my life has been amazing. I've always loved my childhood. Yeah, my family had some hiccups, ups and downs. You know, things have happened between my parents and my siblings and stuff like that. But overall, loved my life. I've never had to reach out to a teacher to ask for help because my mom was abusing me or my dad was abusing me. But what I think is the best option for you is to really, whenever you have free time and you're online and home and your parents aren't bothering you, play the hell out of video games, bro. Video games will get your mind off of things, and you'll be completing things. You'll be completing tasks in these video games that make you feel good. When I used to play video games and I would complete games or get a bunch of quests done or like unlock camos in Call of Duty, I would feel good about myself. And I think that will really, really help you. Also, I used to watch a lot of YouTube. Like there have been times in my life where I was kind of sad. You know, when I was younger, I went through a breakup, all that. And I resorted to YouTube. I liked watching YouTube. You know, when you watch a YouTuber that you really like, or, you know, you dive into some YouTube videos, it really gets your mind off of things. And you get transported into that world, whether he's talking about a game or you're watching a game or you're watching somebody talk about stuff or you're watching a movie. Just, you need to consume a lot of things. And normally this isn't my advice to people. I don't like when people consume on their devices. But I think whenever you have the opportunity to be home and online, it will be good to get away from your parents and kind of keep them at bay. Now, your parents, they're not bad people, even though they abuse you and they treat you guys like crap. They're not bad people. They were just probably raised wrong. Their parents probably abused them, and it's all they know. As you get older, now this might sound stupid, and you might be like, dude, I want advice for right now. But as you get older, it will get easier. You will get bigger. You'll become stronger. You'll become more of a voice. You will have more of a voice, and you'll be able to deal with these things. But for now, I think the best option is to talk to people at your school. Talk to your teachers. Don't be afraid to mention it. It is okay. It is okay to talk about how people are treating you wrong. Life is amazing. A lot of kids who go through an abusive childhood end up thinking that life is horrible and life is out to get them because that's all they know. Imagine coming into this world and immediately getting beat and getting hurt. You feel like you're a failure. You feel like you're doing things wrong. You feel like you're always doing things wrong and you can never do anything right. You deserve to grow up in an amazing family. And I want you to email me back after you watch this video. I really want to, know if you implement these things because you deserve to have a good life, man. Please talk to somebody at school. Your teachers are there to help you. They are adults. They know how to help. And I really hope this helped anybody else who's going through anything with their family at home. You have resources. You have people you can talk to. And if you don't have anybody you can talk to, find refuge online. Watch videos. Transport yourself into a different world. And as time goes on, you'll become older, you'll become stronger, and you'll be able to voice and talk to people. Hope this helped. That's all I want. Peace.